Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, sweet. Robert, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, wonderful. Can you, for just for anyone who would not know, you who you are and kind of what you are about, could you speak just saying your name and what you do?
Yes. My name is Robert Bingham, and the media has named me the summoner. Um, they named me the summoner because on my first public event, I had stated to the crowd that I was going to summon the angels. And so a magazine, I guess, editor or journalist, she called me the summoner. And what I do is I developed a skill. I have an innate skill to look in the sky and call down UFOs and extraterrestrials. And I can do other things such as Bigfoot or people that passed on like spirits. But so I summon things, and I do a lot of things. But most people know me as the summoner. I summon UFOs. I have events. I have events. I used to have like 15 events during the year, but a lot of things happened that kind of made me only have like two events a year. Um, so that's what I do. And wait, I like to state that I have this relationship with the extraterrestrials, and I'm able to ask them for things to help humanity, and they have given me three things already. Uh, I'm working on a fourth one. The things that they have given me is the ultimate alternative fuel cell, and they have given me the remodification of the human cell in order to defend against all viruses and man-made or otherwise. And they have given me the. I asked them for the DNA strand that was removed from mankind because mankind used to live about 800 to 1,000 years, but the Anunnaki removed the DNA strand so we could only live up to about 120. I mean, 110 maximum, I guess. Um, so I asked them for the DNA strand and they gave me that back. So that's what I do. And I'm working right now on a thing called the formula. The formula is a thing, I'm asking them for a formula to help mankind with addictions to put him back to a state of mind where he's not addicted anymore, and that I haven't got yet.
Um, so, Robert, when you say that the extraterrestrials have given you these things, how have they transmitted them to you?
Oh, in the sky, I video it. They actually put it in the sky, and I video it.
And so when they put it in the sky, is it like in a language or in picture form, or what does it look like in the sky?
In picture form.
Oh, hello.
Yes, they put it in picture form. I
Ah,
take video of it, and might be hard to believe, but that's what they do.
and so I know I find this fascinating. And so in picture form, then do you give this to like what do you do with this information now that you have it?
Well, the government or the research facilities, they grab it right away and they're working on it. I don't have the resources or the uh, to do that, but it goes to. I mean, believe me, the government is watches everything I do, so they work on it right away.
And so pretend I'm like a very unintelligent squirrel. And explain to me if you can, what is when you say UFO or extraterrestrials, what does this mean?
Well, when I first went public, I didn't call myself the summoner, and I called what came through the skies angels, and I called myself the ambassador for the kingdom of the Most High. And but it being religious like, it drawed a lot of flack to me. And so started, I changed my, I changed it to summoner and UFOs, unidentified flying objects, only because it was, I felt it was better for me to get out there in the public like that.
Right. And so in what you are describing, it sounds in a way like a spiritual experience.
Well, it is. It's hard to say that. It's yeah, you might say it's spiritual, but it's technological also.
Um, Robert, as a person in Germany, we have some people who have seen, UFOs, but I find that in America, it feels like more people have seen things in the sky. Do it, and maybe this is not true, but if this is true, why do you think this is?
Well, I feel the United States is the place where things are happening, and the terrestrials are here because one of the reasons is they feel that we're going to blow up the planet, and so it might start here. Uh, there is a coalition of planets that are up there, and they are there to prevent that from happening. Um, Here in the United States is working on all types of you might say UFO stuff. So that's probably why you see some of them belong to the terrestrials, and some of them belong to the U.S. government, and some of them might even belong to other countries. I couldn't tell you that part, but there's a lot of things in the sky. It's so huge out there, you know.
Massive. Yes, I find this fascinating to know how small we are in this very large universe.
And that is correct.
Um, Robert, I have seen, on television that sometimes people are wearing like aluminum foil on the head and things like this. I don't really understand this, and I don't know if this is just not something that does anything. Do you know anything about that?
That's just for me. That is elements within the government trying to disinform the public.
To create a confusion.
Correct.
Robert, what do you say? Because of course, I think there are people who would hear what you say and think, "Oh, this doesn't make any sense," or "This person is not living in a reality." What do you say to those people? I'm guessing you hear these things from people sometimes.
Well, of course, I when I first went public, a lot of people said that I wouldn't be able to do what I did, and I actually changed the UFO world. The people that follow the ufology, I changed it, and I've proven that what I'm doing is real. Nobody tries to come and debunk me anymore because they know I'm real. Um, so people that say that really don't research what I'm doing, and they're just making a quick judgment call by looking at it real quick and coming up with that kind of thing, that kind of thought. If they researched me and saw my work and everything, they'd have a whole different outlook on this. But or if they came to one of my events where I do it live, they'll see for themselves. Once they see what I do, and people come, I mean, the terrestrials coming into view in the sky and doing the things they do, their whole concept on what is reality changes, because it really gives them a bigger picture of what's really going on.
I imagine it must be, you know, like when people say, tell a bad joke, and then people say, oh, you had to be there. Is with your events, is it like you need to be there, or is it possible for you to describe to me a little bit of what people may see if they join you on an event? What kinds of things would they have the opportunity to see?
Well, they'll see things that they'll see orbs, and they expect to see big ships, but rarely does that happen because the terrestrials don't want to cause a major incident with the governments. But they'll show things intelligent interaction with us down at the bottom, and people will know that that it's real. And once they've been to my event, they'll go home or they'll be somewhere, and the terrestrials would always keep them. They'll show up for them wherever they're at. So it's like once I open Pandora's box, they can't close it again. It's their world is changed. It's altered forever.
And when you say terrestrials, can you describe to me what that means?
Well, I call them angels really in private, but terrestrials are just another civilizations that are out there that are probably that are a lot like us, but they're just more highly evolved and trying to help us get there to be like them. And so that's what it's about. They're trying to help us get there without us blowing ourselves up.
So I mean, to be very simple, they are good, not evil, you would say.
Well, I'd say there's both up. The good ones are up there. The dark ones are the ones controlling this planet.
And when you say this, are these terrestrials on? Are they doing this from the sky, or are they on Earth physically?
Well, both the dark and the benevolent and the malevolent have bases in this earth, and they watch each other very well because they're both related to each other. They're both brothers, so they watch each other what they're doing. But the malevolent ones really control this earth. But it's time to get evicted, and they're getting evicted.
I like it. I like it. They're not paying their rent on time.
No, I don't know about that, but they're getting evicted. Their time on Earth is over.
Robert, how often would you say do you see these kinds of things in the sky?
Every day. Well, sometimes I don't really look for them because I'm busy doing other things like working. But I've seen them thousands and thousands of times. I could see them every day if I choose to do so, multiple times a day if I want to. But I've done things and seen things that I haven't put on YouTube yet, or I'm saving that. And I would like you to know that time travel is real. I've experienced that. And a lot of things people think aren't real, they're really real.
Oh, please tell me more about, because I'm fascinated. Please tell me more about the time travel experiences that you have had.
Well, I've only had one, but that time travel experience was awesome. It was just so awesome. I believe that we had past lives, but I had a friend, her name was Eva, and she was very like me in a lot of different ways. And she told me that I lived 1,000 times, thousands of times before. And I told her, I don't know if I could, I'm a realist, and Eva, you're not a realist. And she got a little upset, and I felt bad for telling her that. So I told her, well, look, I'll have an open mind because I expect people to have an open mind for the things that I do. And so when I went to work that day, I had a time travel experience and went back to the life that I had in one of my lives. And it was like just like being right here where I am right now. It was that much clarity. It was just like that, and I experienced it. And when I came back from work that day, I had told her all about it, and I don't want to go too much further into that, but I have to say that it's so real.
Yeah,
I know
and
a lot. I know a lot about time travel, but there's different ways to get there. Um, just like all roads lead to Rome, time travel has many roads to get there.
I know you've said you don't want to speak too much, so don't answer this if you cannot. But can you, if you can you say, or do you know, did you go back in time or did you go forward in time?
Um, I went backwards to the year 1920, 1924.
Wow. And this was obviously not your body, because you are, you know, not this old. So it was another life that you have had before.
The way I went time traveling was more like an astral travel, but it was so real. So my body was there at work, but my body was there in time. If that's not my body, but an astral body. And so, but it was so real. It was, that's why I said there's many roads to time travel. You can get there probably with your physical body. I don't know. I didn't experience that, but I got there with my soul and my mind, and I saw everything. I, uh, I actually was a oil tycoon, and uh, and I actually went inside the eyes and mind of the who I was before, and I experienced that.
And
And
was this occurring as you were awake and on in the present time as well? Were both happening so in a parallel way?
no, I was sitting on a chair at this mansion. Correct? We're doing work there at this mansion, and I slipped into this time travel, and my body was there, but I was at this mansion. So my astral body went to another part of the mansion where I was sitting at, but it went back to 1924. And I got to experience who I was in 1924 and who my wife was. And I got to see that part of my life that I had before. And I was very wealthy. Here I was very wealthy and owned all of Beverly Hills and all of that. And yet at this time, I was just a worker on a movie set at this mansion. So that used to be all mine in another life, but here I was in this life as a worker, and I got to see all that.
So when you came back, did you tell everyone, "Hey, please go away. This is my land and my house. Go, leave me. I own this, suckers."
No, naturally, I wish I could, but it was just so awesome, to see that the way things are, truly are. And so when I went back to Eva and explained it to her, we took a trip back when I wasn't working, and we toured the whole mansion, and I got to tell her about a lot of things. Uh, I also got killed in that mansion uh, back in 1924 by my chauffeur.
Have, have you looked up your name and identity? Like, do you know this person's name and all of these things that you were before?
Yeah, yes, I do. I know all about that, and I'm writing a screenplay right now. Uh, but I'm also, there's a lot to me more than that. I like to shift to another thing.
Yes.
Um, you've heard of Machu Picchu, correct?
Yes, I have. Very beautiful, but I have never been.
Okay, Machu Picchu was discovered by a man named Hiram Bingham. If you go to Google and you ask for photos of Hiram Bingham, I look a lot like him. He's one of my ancestors. Uh, he discovered Machu Picchu. Um, so Indiana Jones, which Disney has as a character, was
Yeah.
actually was actually made they used Hiram Bingham, but they didn't want to pay the family, so they made the name Indiana Jones. But it's all about Hiram Bingham, and so there's a lot of connections with what you might say with Hiram and myself that were discoverers, and I'm just discovering different things.
You may have said this. I apologize. Are you? Is there a blood relation from you to Hiram Bingham?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
very jealous.
Well, when you see the picture, you'll see that we look like brothers, you know.
Yeah, I've just, as you were speaking, I Googled him, and he is a strapping, athletic, cool-looking dude. So congratulations for this twin.
Okay, thank you.
Robert, because I'm so fascinated with this. What can I do so that I can begin to see, to see UFOs and possibly time travel? Are there some supplements? Is there a secret hamburger I can eat? Some new shoes I should purchase? What should I do?
Well, to do all those things, you have it all inside you. So there's three things that you have to do. You have to knock and the door will be open. You have to seek and you shall find it. And you have to ask and you'll receive it. But you have to do that until it happens, because it might not happen fast. It might take a while, but it will happen. So I have a video called Summoning Technique on my video channel, which is UFO Robert Bingham on YouTube. There's a video called Summoning Technique. It goes all through all the techniques that you need to do to bring UFOs in.
I have just written this down.
And you can see a lot of my videos. I have about 200 and something videos. I don't know exactly. But there's a number of videos. One is called Wonton. And that video, I got to video the reptilians. I think I'm the only one on Earth that ever videoed the reptilians. And there's another one called Tango, in which I was at a cemetery. And I like to look at the gravestones of the cemetery and kind of channel in who they were in the time period. And there was a big granite stone that had only 3 names, which drawed my attention. Didn't have any dates or anything, just 3 names. It was John and Ringer and Louisa. So I went to that big granite stone and I channeled in, and I got to see Miss Ringer, Louisa. And I had said to her telepathically, "Oh, Miss Ringer, you're a very attractive woman." And her husband telepathically told me, "Hey, man, that's my wife." And I thought, wow, I forgot that he could telepathically read my mind too. So I said, well, he got jealous. And so when I looked at John and I saw him, he was short, fat, and bald. And then again, my mind said, well, she must have married you for your money. And and he telepathically told me, yeah, well, I know I'm not that good looking, but I'll tell you one thing, my wife loves me, and she loves the way I dance, he said. And then Louisa said, I love you, John, and I love the way you dance, John. And so after I went back to my car and excused myself from them, I put the sunroof back on my BMW because it was 110 degrees and I was in the shade. And they came in a plasma form and they did the tango for me in the sky in daytime. And I filmed it. It's called Tango.
Whoa. And well, let me ask, were they good dancers?
Oh yeah, very good dancers.
This is, oh, I see it. Okay, great. I am, as you are speaking, I'm finding these videos to watch later and enjoy.
Okay, they died in around the 1919, 1920s when tango was very popular during those days. Also, I have another video that I took, which is called Abracadabra. And Abracadabra, it just shows you the technology that they have, how they can transform, and the super duper technology that they have. I was able to film that. And
I'm excited.
well, thank you for um, giving me this opportunity, because I'm kind of suppressed by the UFO community. Um, a lot of the people out there in the UFO community claim they have these claims. They write a lot of books, but they can't prove anything. But as far as myself, I could prove everything that I do, and I don't think they ever thought a person like me would ever come around. And so I don't think they really want me in their ballpark.
They are afraid. They don't want to let you go at bat on their ballparks. You will hit some home runs.
Well, because it's a money issue, you know. They don't want to lose money. That's the bottom line. It comes down to money, which it always does.
Always, yeah. Well, before you leave, one final question, and I know it is a probably difficult one, but what is the most strange or amazing thing that you have seen that you can remember just off of the top of your head?
Well, there's so many. Well, the most amazing experience that I had, I wanted to conduct an experiment, and so I went and bought a Dollar Tree balloon, a happy face balloon. And I wrote 3 wishes on there. I asked wish number 1, I wrote with a marker on the happy face. I wrote, I would like the ultimate alternative fuel cell. Number 2, I would like to get the photo of the remodified human cell in order to defend against all these viruses, such as AIDS and on all these viruses, to make them dormant, to make a human cell, superhuman cell. And number 3, I asked them for the Mega Lotto numbers, that week's Mega Lotto numbers, so I could get the money to make that happen. And so I sent up the balloon, and then they sent like a stainless steel orb, which was kind of like a satellite in a way. And it went up to the balloon as it was up there in the sky. But I knew they probably already knew what I wrote down, but they were just showing me that they were there and they were looking at this. And as I was taking pictures with a Nikon 800, the speed on my Nikon was pretty fast, you know. I don't know the exact speed, but really fast. As I was taking a picture of the orb, the stainless steel terrestrial orb, the happy face balloon drifted off. And as it drifted off, I was taking pictures of the stainless steel orb. Something went by at such an incredible speed, and I think I caught it on the camera as I clicked. So the speed of my clicking, them knowing I was clicking that, and for it to go by at the exact time, it's a miracle. It's incredible. It was too incredible. So, but it happened. And so when I went back to my camera, when I checked the picture I took and I blew it up, they gave me the ultimate alternative fuel cell. And so I took pictures of the orb again, and it happened again. And they gave me the picture of the remodified human cell. Now, it's just so incredible. That was like one of the most incredible, it's like a miracle, miracle stuff. And so I called Stanton Friedman, and they've been working on that stuff ever since.
This is fascinating. I can only tell you, I'm very jealous of your experiences. It is like a man with a very cool hat, except instead of a cool hat, it is thousands of really wonderful experiences that you are having.
Oh, thank you. They're all true too. So I try to share it with the public and open their eyes to the incredible world they live in, you know.
Well, I'm excited to help share this with other people as well. And thank you so very much. And please have a wonderful day.
Well, you have a wonderful day. How do you say your name?
Yeah, Flula, like you have a flu in Los
Flula,
Angeles.
Flula,
Flula, yes,
Flula,
yes,
Flula.
yes.
All right, Flula. Oh, thank you, Flula. And you have a wonderful day too. And I hope I get to see you and talk to you one of these days.
Me as well. Any descendant of Indiana Jones, I am very excited to meet.
Okay. Well,
Take
that's
care.
great.
I will
You
speak to
too.
you soon. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.